Are you thinking about moving to Los Angeles County or Riverside County? Well, in this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison between the two so you guys know which one is best suited for you. And at the end, hopefully you get some clarity on which one, again, is going to be the perfect fit for you and the fam. So stay tuned because we're going to get after it right now. Los Angeles versus Riverside, right? You guys might be wondering, what's really the biggest difference between the two? Well, I'll jump into all of that, but before I do, let me give you guys a little bit of insight of both of these counties. Los Angeles does have a population of a little over 10.4 million people, while Riverside has a population of a little over 2.4 million people. Both of these counties are very diverse. Los Angeles is a little bit more diverse, but they're also a world-known city. Everyone across the world knows Los Angeles. Everyone travels through Los Angeles, tends to settle in Los Angeles until, they see maybe another opportunity and they start flocking out. Both of these counties have tremendous amounts of things to do. Some things that LA County has that Riverside County has, or vice versa. Some things that Riverside County has that LA County doesn't. And so these are kind of the things we're going to be covering throughout this video. Now, I do want to say, if this is your guys' first time to this channel and you really want to know everything that there is about living, eating, breathing, playing in Riverside County, Los Angeles County, then subscribe down below, tap that bell for notifications so you guys can be the first to know about the market in both of these counties, right? My name is Jonathan. We get calls and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move. You guys, we absolutely love it. So whether you guys are moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom down below one-on-one so we can help you make that smooth move to one of these counties. All right, guys, so let me really deep dive into this comparison, and I'm gonna start with the first comparison. Well, let's talk about foods and groceries. I know I said foods and services in the beginning, but really it's the foods and groceries. So how does the two compare when you're talking about, hey, let me eat at a restaurant out there in Los Angeles versus let me eat at a restaurant in Riverside County, or let me just go grocery shopping, right? Well, I do want you to know that Riverside does have it beat, but not by a lot. It is only 4.47% lower for foods and groceries in Riverside County compared to Los Angeles County. So not a big significant number. It's a very small drastic change, but still at the end of the day, you will be paying less for your foods and groceries when you decide to move to Riverside County. So I want to say that yes, Riverside County does have LA beat in that sense that, hey, they can pay less for their foods and groceries in Riverside. Now, that's not all. Let's get on and move on to the second one. So the second one is going to be transportation. What about transportation, Jonathan? Well, even though LA is county is a tad bit bigger, they're like 5 times larger, right? They do have a lot more transportation, but just like foods and groceries, they are a tad bit more expensive. If not, I want to say they're kind of bordering the same in that sense that, hey, they're kind of paying the same for transportation. LA is just a little bit higher. However, LA does have a lot more to offer when it comes to transportation. And I'm not just talking about Uber and Lyft, you guys. I'm talking about they have buses, trains, they got subways. They have pretty much everything that you guys really want for transportation, just like any other big city would have. LA does have that to offer. Yes, they still have regular public taxis instead of Uber and Lyft. They're starting to fade out now, but however, Riverside County does not have, those subways or those excess amounts of trains where you can ride from A to B in a short amount of time. LA does have it beat in the sense that there is more of a transportation to get in and around Los Angeles County, while Riverside does not have that yet. Yes, they're not as big, they're not as populated, and so it kind of makes a little bit of sense. But the transportation, it is a little bit higher in LA. However, they do have more transportation, so we're gonna leave it at it's pretty even when it comes to transportation. Now, whether we're talking about gas, that's a whole different story. Yes, LA gas is a little slightly higher, and yes, depending on the area. Now, if you're going out North Hollywood, or the places out in the coast, up on the northwest coast, or the mansions, the big houses in Calabasas or wherever, gas is going to be a little bit higher over there. Obviously, they're out in the middle of nowhere, so they do have to transport that over there. So when you're talking about gas, it is going to be that much more higher, but not a drastic change. And so that's just going to cover the transportation. Now let's move on to number 3. All right, so number 3, the outdoor and indoor activities, right? While Riverside County does have some beautiful scenic walking trails, biking trails, and astonishing wineries, and some thrill enjoyment type of activities as well, like skydiving or hot air balloon riding, right? Or just fishing or going to the lake and enjoying some time out at the suns, right? While you guys can go to the wineries, you could also go to Palm Springs, wind, relax, check out the museums, go to Skull Rock, or go to the Palm Springs aerial tramway where it takes you guys up the beautiful mountain, and you guys can enjoy, beautiful outdoor day in the wilderness and have a picnic with the family, or just go hiking up there, right? And they also, obviously, Riverside has some awesome casinos here, right? Well, LA, being that it is bigger, does have a little bit more of activities to do, and you guys, I'll cover a few. While as much as I love Riverside, and I do love LA because I was born in Los Angeles and I'm native to Los Angeles, Riverside has a lot to offer, but LA, with a county of 10.4 million people, they're gonna offer a little bit more, right? Well, they offer Universal Studios, the LA County Museum, Griffith Observatory, the Getty, the Hollywood sign, Hollywood Boulevard, the Chinese Theater, Santa Monica Pier, Rodeo Drive, Walk of Fame, the LA Zoo, and on and on and on, right? There's just a tremendous amount of things to do in LA that can take days to do. While yes, there is a tremendous amount of activities to do in Riverside County as well, LA County's just it really has it beat. There's so many things. You guys could go to a Dodgers game, where I just went this past Friday, or you could go to a Lakers game, a Clippers game, watch the Los Angeles Rams, the Los Angeles Chargers, sports teams for days, right? You guys could go to the Staples Centers or Crypto.com Arena now, right? Or you guys could just go walk downtown LA, go to the Fashion Valley District. There's so many things to do in Los Angeles that LA definitely has it beat when it comes to indoor and outdoor activities. Plus they have the beaches, right? But overall, Riverside still has a lot to do, whether it's lakes, the hiking, the biking, motorsport crossing, little trails that you guys can hit up. LA just has a little bit more when it comes to indoor and outdoor activities. And so that's just gonna cover that portion. Now let's move on to number 4. So number 4, just like we covered transportation, we kind of said it was the same a little bit. Right, now let's cover utilities. So the utilities are about the same. I'm not gonna lie. So Riverside County actually does, seem a little bit higher when it comes to utilities. When I seem a little bit higher, it is just a tad bit higher on the cost of utilities versus LA. While you guys might be in shock, I'm really not. Why? Just because I know that Los Angeles County, it's a coastal city. Well, I'm sorry, LA is a coastal city, right? Majority of those places, they don't have AC units. They're old structures, old buildings, right? Because LA in itself was founded a very long time ago, and it's been established now for way long. Anyways, you guys, Riverside County is a lot more inland. It is a lot more hotter. There is always droughts out here, and I'm not saying there's droughts. There's not droughts in LA, but the wildfires, you know, there's tend to be more wildfires out here. The electricity, we're running the AC all day long if you live in Riverside County, right? So you guys can kind of see now, like, all of this starts to make sense. While, you know, the LA people, they have the beautiful coastal living and the ocean breeze up to 10 miles from the ocean. In Riverside County, you don't get that breeze. You need to have AC if you want to live out here, or you might just die. I'm just kidding, but it would get really hot. And so running the AC, right, all day long, it's gonna jack up that electricity bill. As well as it gets so hot out here, but you still have to water your grass, right? You still have to water your lawn unless you go a drought efficient way where you get like rocks or some dry desert plants. But if you're like me and you love green grass and you like that nice thick texture of grass that's just amazing and it has great curb appeal, you're gonna water your grass and you're gonna pay for that water. While in LA, majority of people, they don't really have to worry about that too much. Yes, it still gets hot out there, but not like Riverside County gets hot. And so when you guys compare all these things of utilities, trash is kind of the same, more or less the same, right? The gas, it's more or less of the same. Well, really the big major factors, it is the water and the electricity that kind of make that surpassment where Riverside passes LA just a little bit more. So that's gonna cover utilities. Now let's finish off with let's not finish off. I have two more to give you. So let's move on to number 5. So number 5, when I thought I was gonna finish, it's gonna be the job opportunity. Well, man, this one is very controversial, but then it's really not. LA is so much bigger that yes, they do have more of an opportunity growth, whether you guys are looking for a job. They do have some big major Fortune 500 companies out there that you guys can seek and get, you know, work at, right? While Riverside County, we don't have as many as LA, given, you know, we're not a 10.4 million people county. We're like a fifth of that. However, LA does have more of a job opportunity growth. So whether you guys are looking for job opportunity growth or not, LA, it is gonna surpass us when it comes to that because they do have more opportunities. Now, however, Riverside County is starting to compete now. You see these Fortune 500 companies starting to flock a little bit more inland, realizing, hey, it might be more profitable for us. And so let's move our factories a little bit more inland. Sorry, LA, but we're starting to take some of your business. But at any rate, yes, job opportunity growth, it is a little bit better in LA, and also LA is starting to lose population. People are starting to relocate a whole lot of different places, and so hey, that's opening some vacant jobs that you guys can also go out there, hey, right? But at any rate, guys, that is number 5. Let me finish off with the most important one. On to number 6. Number 6, the final one, the one you guys have been waiting for, right? It's going to be housing. So what about housing, Jonathan? What can you tell us that we don't already know? Well, let me tell you guys that the median cost in Riverside County is 40% less than in Los Angeles County. The same house that cost you guys approximately $600,000 in Riverside County can cost you up to $1 million in Los Angeles County. So yes, you're gonna get a little bit more bang for your buck. What can you get for $600,000 in Riverside County? Well, depending what city you live in, but I'll say, for example, let's use Beaumont, California, right? Where it's the fastest growing city in Riverside County. Well, for $600K, you guys can easily get yourselves a 4-bedroom, 2 or 3 bath house that's maybe 2,000 square feet, right? Where in LA, depending on where you live, a $1 million house can get you a small 3-bedroom home that it's probably not as nice. Probably still has some type of lot that's pretty big, but it's probably not as nice, probably a little run down. or you could get yourself, you know, a bigger house, again, depending on where you live, but you could end up in a condo as well. So LA is very diverse in the sense that there's a lot of cities within LA County that, you know, $1 million nowadays doesn't go a whole lot of ways in Los Angeles County like it did before. While if you bring $1 million to Riverside County, you guys will have a mansion. Even in the hottest cities like Marietta or Temecula or Riverside or Corona, $1 million can get you easily a 5-bedroom home. That's 3,000, 4,000 square feet, right? So that's kind of a little comparison for you guys, you know, just to kind of show you guys what you can get in Riverside County versus Los Angeles County. I personally know when I went this past weekend to Long Beach to look at some condos for some people that were looking for a 3-bedroom condo in Long Beach for $800,000. I'm like, man, you guys are, it's pretty up there. When I was actually looking yesterday in Marietta at some 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms that were all over 3,000 square feet. So that just kind of shows you guys, you know, what you can get in LA versus Riverside. Again, it is dependent on the city that you decide to move to in both of these counties. You might get a little bit more in, you know, a certain city versus another one. So if I'm saying, you know, Marietta, where I saw those 3,000, 4,000 square foot homes for less than $1 million, right around 700 to 850,000, right? You try to take that to maybe some parts of Riverside or Corona, California, you guys are probably not going to be getting a 3,000, 4,000 square foot home, right? While in LA County, like Long Beach, you can get yourself for $100K a nice townhouse or condo for maybe that price. Or you guys could probably end up in, you guys want to live near the beach, Redondo Beach, Santa Monica, Venice, all these beaches. $1 million is not going to go a long way. You're going to get yourself maybe a 2-bedroom, maybe 1,000 square feet, right? Or maybe something a little bit bigger. But that's just, again, a little bit trying to show you guys what's currently out there in the market. And that's me speaking right now as I see it. So that's going to kind of wrap everything up. That's all the 6 major differences between Riverside and Los Angeles County. Now what we're going to do is a little market recap of both of these areas, so hopefully you guys really understand what is best suited for you. So let's get after that right now. Market recap time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and everything that it has to offer. Hopefully you guys got some clarity and you guys understand the differences between Los Angeles and Riverside. Maybe you guys decided maybe each one of these counties is not for me. Well, we also have Orange County, San Diego County, and San Bernardino County. I'm just kidding, but if you guys really have questions, just comment down below and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. Now, there's definitely some pros, there's definitely some cons living in each one of these cities. For example, maybe you don't like to drive and you like to take public transportation. Well, you know that Los Angeles County is probably going to be better suited for that. Or maybe you are a family man and you like space and you like a house with a yard and this, that, or the other that's a lot bigger, right? Maybe Riverside County is going to be a little bit better suited for you if you want to, you know, a house that's less expensive, or I'm sorry, not even less expensive, just more affordable than Los Angeles, right? Maybe Riverside's for you. Or maybe you guys like the outdoor and indoor activities. Well, you guys know that Los Angeles has like endless amounts of activities to do if you decide to move to LA. While Riverside does have a lot of things to do, I'm sorry, just cannot compare to the amount of activities that LA County has to offer, right? Utilities, they're more or less the same. And so that's just kind of about it. Or maybe you're looking for really big job growth opportunities, right? Well, that I'm going to say there's definitely a lot more in Los Angeles. However, Riverside is not so far behind where you guys can find a great job or a great growth for opportunity in your occupation. And so, you know, it's just kind of a little bit of comparison, pros and cons. Hopefully this video was very useful to you guys. Again, if you have questions, just comment down below. Thank you guys for watching Living in South California.